Kylie Bertucci, Stampin Up demonstrator in Australia, and I'm here today to do a review of the brand new Stampin Up trimmer. It's here! Yay! I'm actually excited because it didn't take as long as I expected to come, so I'm very happy to be able to review this with you. Hopefully some of you live. If you're watching the replay, please let me know. I love hearing from you all. And I'm also going to share a few little tips that I've worked out in my few moments to play before I went live. I was thinking, what's going to help all of us to get the most out of this new trimmer? And also a couple of solutions to some things that are a little bit different to our previous trimmer. So when you jump on, please say hello. I'm going to make sure that everything is up and running and that you can see me. There's nothing worse than talking to yourself. Although Bruno thinks that it's very possible for me to do that. He's like, you could talk to the wall if you wanted to. Probably could. That's actually true. Good. Yay. We're all here. Okay. So let me tell you. Oh, sorry for bumping you all. I moved my chair. I'm just a bit excited. I'm a bit excited about the trimmer finally being here. Now there might be a few little shadows. I am going to see if I can just pop my little head in a little bit, but I've had to turn off all my lights on the trimmer. You'll see here. Oops, we want that one. So yeah, as soon as I lean forward, you start seeing my big head in the shadows. So I will try really hard not to put my big buff head in the picture. But I wanted to show you some of the tips and tricks that will help you. And some of the things that I've noticed, which I'm really, really excited about. So first of all, looking at this lovely, beautiful trimmer, I'm loving the geometric square look of it. I really like that. We also have the arm, and I'll show you exactly how the arm works. So there's like a little lip here and you can pull out from there, but probably even when you look at the back here, it gives you more of an idea. See how the hinge works there? It's sort of attached with that piece there. So I was sort of grabbing from in here, trying to pull it out and wondering why it wasn't sort of opening. So it's a very thin little arm there. And it's great that this is not exposed, the arm, because I know for a lot of people that snapped. So hopefully not having that arm piece exposed and having it inside is going to help any issues with arm breakages. Just be gentle with it though. We don't want to be rough with it. Be kind to your trimmer. Now, one thing about the arm that I really like, and it's something a little bit new, is, and I'll try and get it up nice and close, but there's actually engraving. And I don't know if it's the same on the inches one, but for our metric one, please keep that in mind, by the way, that this is a metric. This is for everywhere other than Canada and the US. We would have the metric measurements on here, but it's engraved in the top here, which I'm super excited about because that used to frustrate me to no end on the previous trimmer, is not having those measurements easily accessible. It's not necessarily, you're losing a couple of millimeters in there, but I'm really happy with that change. So that's good. Now, a couple of other changes that I noticed on here is having the measurements in the middle. I really, really like that. Sorry, get your buff head out, Kylie. Really like that there's measurements here, here, and at the bottom as well. Now, the reason why I like this middle measurement is because we're card makers. Majority of us are doing it for cards. So when you look at a card base, you know, whether you're putting it in this way or the full size, it's actually a perfect sort of place to put this middle measurement, because this is sort of the place we're working in majority of the time. So I do love that addition. Now, I don't know if Stampin' Up did this for protection or not, but I am one of those people that hate having plastic on my things. Like if I go to someone's house and they've got like the plastic cover still on their air conditioning or on some like digital face that I'm like, rip, take it off. Now, I don't know if Stampin' Up want us to leave that on there, but I'm just letting you know that there is a little plastic piece there that can come off. So you know, you're welcome to leave it on there for a while, and then when it starts to peel, maybe you can pull it off. But I think it's fine without it. I don't think it needs that protection. When I first started pulling it off, it felt like it wasn't meant to come off. I was like, have I done the right thing by pulling this off? I felt really naughty. But the minute I started pulling, it came off very easy. So just keep that in mind. If you want to keep it, you can keep it. But I am a get rid of that piece of plastic because it will annoy me when it starts fraying later. So that is my tip there. I'd already taken that off, so that one's already gone. Now we have the two blades like we did last time. So we have the lighter one that's for scoring, the darker one that's for cutting, and that's how I remembered which one was which. Lighter obviously is not cutting, so that's how my visual aid would help me. You can still take off the arm. So you can take off the arm either at the top or the bottom, and that's either by pulling away and lifting out of this little piece here, or at the bottom. So I'll just show you exactly how you do that. So you can just pull it towards you if you have it toward you, and then lift. So it does sort of require a little bit of rejigging. But just pull, and you might feel like you're breaking it, but you're not. Whoops, almost broke it then. But all good. And you could pop it back in either way. So, yeah, it's just that pull and lift. Then to take off your trimmer blade and scoring, sometimes I personally like to take my scoring blade off. Because I don't necessarily do enough scoring to warrant it being in my way all the time. So that's a tip for you from me. If you don't do a lot of scoring using your trimmer, you know, while we've got it there, just keep it in a very safe place, and then when you need to use it, you can. Now, the way that you take it off the track on here, and I might even take the arm off to show you it, but there's like a little groove. I'll show you this piece here. Bring it off the arm so that you can see it. So there's a little section here. Where is it? It's very, oh yeah, there. Very minute. So you probably can't see it too well because of all my terrible lighting. But it's like a little groove. And what it does is it only lets one piece of the groove out. And what I mean by one piece is there's two hinges here protecting both sides of the blade or the scoring tool. And so what will happen is when you go past that little spot, you'll pull out one arm, and then you can pull out the other. So see how it's like that one's still hanging on. So one's off, but the other one's still on the rail. So then you just have to go past that little spot again, and then it will come off. So that's how you pull off your little blades and put them back in. And the cutting itself, I'll show you that. And while we're talking about the arm, there is a little bit of a change for metric people. And I wanted to come up with a solution for it because I know for a few of us, when I got told about it, I was like, oh no. But I've come up with a solution for us. So basically on the metric on here, we don't have the metric on the arm. And at first I was like, oh, that's devastating. I'm really going to miss that. But then I actually questioned myself, how often have I actually used that part of this trimmer? Not a lot. I haven't really used it to its full potential. And I'll just put my picture in picture here so that you can see my laughing face. Let's go picture in picture. Okay. So you can at least, oops. Yeah, there I am. Good. Press the right one. So yeah, I sort of was at first, I was a bit like, oh, that's going to be really annoying. But then I thought logically, not dramatic Kylie, I thought logic Kylie, that basically it's so easy to just measure what you need. Like, you know, is it really that difficult to just work out where we want to cut it and put a little, you know, mark with a pencil, and then when we're cutting, we know exactly where to cut. Like it's, you know, we can go, oh yeah, need to go there and there. I mean, it does definitely help. You know, maybe you could do the measurements in inches to really help you get the full advantage of, you know, getting the accuracy. There's no point on your little blade like there was before. So lining it up would be a little bit more difficult than what we had here. So we had a little arrow pointing to exactly where we needed to go. So those couple of things you might miss, but I think overall there's enough elements on here that make up for those little niggly things. That's probably the only thing that I've seen that I was like, oh, it would have been good to still have that, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. Not for me necessarily anyway, but that's for each of you to decide. But I just want to give you the full, exactly what you're getting, so you have the full idea of everything that's coming. The other thing for the metric peeps is that you'll notice that the grids are in inch long instead of our usual centimeter squares. So that might be another thing to get used to if you relied on that grid. But again, I don't think it's necessarily a deal breaker either, because I don't think I ever used that. I was like, have I used that? I think I've used that. Yeah, worst case scenario, I guess you could probably create, I'm not sure what you could do in terms of if you really use those grids, the grid. But the other alternative that someone thought of this morning that messaged me about the trimmer was Andre from New Zealand. He said, I think I'm going to move to using inches with metric. So I need your card template that has has the inches for metric, because I'm just going to go for inches. And I was like, okay, well, that's one way to deal with it. But I don't think I'll need to, because I'm such a metric girl, I don't think I'll need to convert to inches completely. But there are a lot out there that use A4 with inches. And I think for the UK peeps, I think they will be really happy having this solution, because I know that the UK more than anything are the ones that use inches with metric. Random, I know, but yes, there's a lot of confusion when it comes to measurements. So they're my hot tips. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is how to clean this groove. So we don't have a mat any longer, which is very different, that little piece that would come out. I'll show you it here. And sometimes that would get clogged up, so we'd have a little piece here and you could pull it out. If this is the first time you've ever seen this, that's hilarious. But now that we're moving on, but what you'll notice is even in this little mat here, whether it was because it was sort of a silicone, it's not rubber, but it sort of would attach, a lot of like dirt and gross things would attach in there. Well, not gross things, just paper really, that's not gross. But things would get in there. Now we don't have the option with this one to sort of pull anything out and clean it, and there may be things that get down there from time to time, and if they do, highly unlikely, because it's very narrow, very thin, and I don't think it will create any dramas. But definitely this section of the trimmer could have been one of the issues that was blunting the blades. So it's a good thing that the blade doesn't have anything that it's sort of going up against, that it's rubbing against. So I do like that feature. But if you do get something in there, take your pick tool, or as I like to call it, the picker tool. Just run the splayed one. You can run that down and then lift at the end, and that will just sort of take out anything in there that shouldn't be in there. And I doubt very much anything will be in there, but you know, if you do need to clean it or if something comes up, very handy little tool. It helps us in lots of different situations. And it also has the base has the non-stick little cushions, which is great. No more storage, which is fine for me. I don't know about you, but I never used it, and if I did use it, I forget that things were in there. So it's no big drama for me, but I really, really like it. I think it's practical, it's great, But the key comes down to how does it cut? Now, I thought the best thing to try it on would be our Whisper White cardstock, but I have both the thick cardstock and the thin. Now, what we noticed with the thin on the other trimmer is that when we used the thin, it would fray. Did anyone have that where it was like wispy, weird, yucky edges that none of us liked? We didn't want a wispy edge. What's with the wispy edge? So what I'm going to do, I'll cut it down to my insert. So here we go. You ready to hear it? I'll stay silent for a moment. Ready? Ooh, nice sound. Nice cutting sound. Now, moment of truth. We've done the full length. It is looking very, very good. I am very happy with that cut. I'm happy with the sound. I'm happy with the feel of the cut as well. And then we'll do the other side. Now remember, a good tip to always remember is to keep using your blade up and down, because we kind of tend to go in one direction. We get used to using that one direction, but not the band One Direction, but you can go both sides, and then that's making sure that both sides of your blade are getting the proper use. So I am feeling very confident about that cut, and ultimately at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to for me, is that beautiful cut. I have my specific measurements that I always stick to. It is very rare for me to cut within the middle of the card, so I don't think that this metric, not having the metric on the ruler, is going to be an issue for me, but totally up to you, of course. If you have any feedback for Stampin' Up, I'm sure they would love to hear from you. So if you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator, of course, you can put it in the sandbox. But I personally am feeling very happy and confident about this trimmer. So I hope those little tips have helped you. I'm just going to do the thick actually while we're at it, because I want to see how it stacks up. Look at me, I'm like feeling all of this paper going, which one is the thick one? There it is. Found ya. So let's have a look at the thick, and I'll do that at the card size. Oh, it drags a little bit more, but it's still very happy. It's still a good cut. How that will go after a few of those, we are yet to see, but we will keep testing it. I know I'll give it a good run for its money. I'm going to be like, chop, 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 karate chop. You know me, love it, chop it. But yeah, that's looking really good. I do like that cut. It did sort of pull a little bit more, but just with a little bit of extra push, it had a good feel to it. It sort of lifted a little bit, but it felt like I was really pushing into it because the actual blade itself sort of had a little slight movement there. So that is the trimmer. That is the latest news, hot off the press. If anyone else has any tips, suggestions, things that they've seen, tried, please pop it in the comments, because then we can all help each other to get the most out of it. Carol brought up a good point. Maybe they could bring out a guillotine. Absolutely. I'd be all up for a Carl rotary trimmer. Do a scoring demo. I would love to, Natalie. Thank you for asking. I'll do it on the thick because that's a good gauge. What do I need to score it at? Yeah, that's about right. So the scoring, so I always like to go, give it a good score. I've noticed that it really clicks in place a lot more than our last one did. So that might be a little bit to get used to, because it's like a real, yeah, it's a bit more, it feels like it's locked in, but it actually isn't. So let's have a look at this scoring. I probably should have used on another card. Oh, it's actually a beautiful score. I scored it in the wrong place. That's typical Kylie. Now you know why I invented the card templates, because I'm hopeless with measurements. So it is a very, very nice score. This is the thick Whisper White. And I am super impressed with that. Very impressed. Yes. So I think the reason why Stampin' Up probably wouldn't go down the guillotine route would be, like, when we think in terms of our customers probably wouldn't be doing multiple cards like we do as demonstrators. And I know that my trimmer absolutely has its place. I definitely wouldn't want to be without my trimmer. It's perfect for my live videos. And when I'm just doing a card here and there, particularly with my blogging, I don't always do like multiple cards. So I always go for my trimmer when it comes to individual card making. My trimmer's my go-to. And yeah, it would be difficult for Stampin' Up. Like, you can imagine the postage cost of a guillotine, particularly for something like a Carl trim. Like, we'd want something that's very good quality, but then something that's very good quality would be super expensive. Here in Australia, this trimmer is $44, which is amazing value. Like, I've been to Officeworks and bought a trimmer for $44, and it was absolute rubbish, like so bad. And trimmers are one of those things that are super difficult to get right. I finally invested in a Carl rotary trimmer for my big projects. So if you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you need more than what this trimmer can give you, definitely look at that. But you're looking at hundreds of dollars. I can't even think of how much I paid for the Carl rotary trimmer, but I think it was $300 or something like that. The one before that was $600, the guillotine I had. That's a big investment. And so unless Stampin' Up can actually guarantee that they're going to get the sales, it kind of is a difficult road to go down. So I understand why Stampin' Up haven't brought out a bigger cutting, like a guillotine or a rotary trimmer that's hardcore, because you either go up here or you go home. you go hard or you go home. And so it's really difficult to get that quality, price, and then they have to be able to sell it. You know, are they going to be able to sell it? If they say, oh yes, we have a guillotine for you, it's $500, and everyone's like, oh, forget it, I haven't got that sort of money. So Janet asked another really good question. So at the moment, so this is $44 in Australia. The only way to get this trimmer at the moment is if you join. That is it. That is the only way you can get your hot little hands on this beautiful baby. And at the moment, demonstrators are the only ones that can get this trimmer. And we're only allowed to order one of these trimmers and one of the set of blades. The set of blades come in a pack of 4, and they're $21 for the blades. So really great value. Totally will be stocking up on those blades. So if you wanted to join, I will pop up the link and you can have a look at the option. But basically, when you join Stampin' Up, a lot of people have the misconception that you have to sell. No, you don't have to sell. There are people that join just to shop and get the discount. And there's a lot of cool things that you can get as a demonstrator that you can't get as a customer. Like, we get to order a month earlier. At the moment, they've just put a whole heap of logo wear stuff on. There's this beautiful navy Stampin' Up apron that is absolutely gorgeous. You can only get that as a demonstrator. We also have like a Magnolia bulk pack, Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper, where we only have 2 sheets of each design, but it's a pack, a big pack. So there's a couple of things that demonstrators only get, plus our amazing magazine that has ideas and awesome things that will help you in day-to-day life, not just for Stampin' Up. So, oh, you're a Harvey Bay girl. I was born in Maryborough. I was meant to be born in Harvey Bay, but at the time there was no hospital. There's a bit of trivia for you. I'm a Queenslander. That's why I talk with such an Aussie accent. I've actually refined it. I've become a little more Melbourne. But I used to come to Australia. I was in Melbourne and I talk like this, and everyone's like, where are you from? Your accent's so strong. So they are my hot little tips. So if you want this trimmer, we would love to have you on the Crazy Crafters team if you live in Australia. Sorry, only people in Australia can join our team. Petra asked a very good question as well. How much do you have to spend each month if you join? It's actually in quarterly amounts, and the quarterly amount is $453, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. Around $460. We'll say $460. But I've worked out that with the demonstrator discount and doing it monthly, or doing it, month by month rather than the 3 months, it works out to $120 a month to be a demonstrator, to stay as a demonstrator. Ready to spend $120 in a month? I just blinked and I did it in a month. Oh no, I did it in one order 4 times in a month. $120 is so easy to do on your own. We can do it with our eyes shut. I'm shutting my eyes and I've just spent $120 in the month. So that's why it's actually a really good deal to sign up. Yeah. So very good questions, everyone. Thank you. It's like I set you all up to ask those questions. Thank you, Petra. And thank you. Who was the other lovely lady that told me, how do we get this? Janet. Thank you for asking such a great question, Janet. So, yeah, it's a no-brainer. We're always like, I'm not going to spend that. Oh, yes, we will. We will totally do that. And ultimately, if you get to a point where you're like, oh, I don't think I'm going to spend that sort of money, I'll bring the trimmer back. I'll just come over here. If we get to the point where we think, oh, I'm not going to spend that sort of money, it's too much, it's got a bit too, I don't need anything else. There's a few options. You can sell your retired product, and Stampin' Up product holds its value really well. So I say to the girls that are thinking, I don't think I'll be able to stay on. Well, cull out some of the things you haven't used for a while, and you can sell them on Facebook groups. You just have to really make sure that they are retired. So if you need help with that, we will help you. But that's a good way to get a little bit of extra money that you can then put towards new things. And the other option is you can just come back as a customer. Easy, no problem. You're not going to get in any trouble. The Stampin' Up police don't come and get you because there is no Stampin' Up police. But it's really not a drama. You can just come back as a customer, but at least for a certain period of time, you've had the discount. You get 20% off minimum, and it's just a really great deal. The starter kit you get in Australia, you get $235 of any product you like, anything, including the amazing trimmer, which you can't buy as a customer. So you get to add that to your shopping cart when you join, and you only pay $169. So that means you get $66 of product for free, plus you get the postage for free, which is usually around $11. So it's like $77 of value. So it's a really good deal. And if you have any questions, you can ask. We have a training program that you can join. I'm doing a full social media training program as well that's free. It's a gift if you're in our team. So you get a lot of really cool stuff and lots of fun. A great group of people from all over Australia. We'd love to invite you. And you get to order this amazing new trimmer. Ah, yes, please. Give it to me now. Because at the moment, they've said we don't know when the customer order's happening. Normally, we get it a month before. But we don't know when the customer order is happening. So if you want it now, that's how you get it. I'm very happy to be here and show you the new trimmer. And thank you all for commenting and asking such brilliant questions. I really appreciated it. You might want to mention, you know what, Natalie? I never mention when it's a good time to join. Because now, if the interesting thing is, if you wait, say if you say to someone, wait until there's a special or wait till there's something else, you miss out on something else, because in December, we have the brand new occasions catalog coming, and demonstrators get to order that a whole month earlier. So if you wait, okay, so say you get a special in celebration and it saves you, you get like an extra $40 or $50 of product, or you get a free stamp set or something like that. So you wait for the special. In the meantime, right, from now until celebration, all this time you're paying for your product full price, right? Guess what? By the time you get to celebration, you could have saved more because you're getting all of the discounts, plus you're getting all of the new stuff earlier than everyone else. So I sometimes think if you are just hanging around waiting for a special, you're missing out. You're missing out now on all the cool stuff you could be getting now and the discount. Who doesn't want a discount now? By the time you wait until celebration, you've just spent all your discount and missed out on all the bargains along the way, all the great rewards and the fun in our group. It's just a no-brainer. You don't hang around waiting for specials all the time. You get your special now. Get the bargain now. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm all about the numbers. I do a number crunch. I'm not a math girl. I hate measurements, but I really love to save money. So show me the bottom dollar. And at the end of the day, it's like, join now. That's the bottom dollar. But save now, not later. No, don't apologize. It's a great question. Because a lot of people will say that. They're like, oh, just wait until there's a special. It's like, you could be saving money now. Why wait? Why wait for a special? And you'll get lots of cool stuff in our group too. We have draws, we have prizes, we have giveaways, we have all sorts of things happening. So you don't want to miss the fun. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for jumping in. And if you watch the replay, please say hello. And remember to subscribe and ring that little bell. And I'm only seeing 12 thumbs up on my video. I think we need some more. I think we need some more thumbs up from all you beautiful people. You can even put an emoji thumbs up if you like. I like them too. But yeah, you can even put a thumbs down if you like, if you don't like it. I'm okay with that. I've come to a much better place. I'm happy with thumbs up or thumbs down. As long as I cause some sort of reaction, it's all good. Either way, YouTube still loves me. So, oh, it's popped up. It's gone to 13. Thank you. Oh, 17. I love watching that number go. Bing, bing, bing. Ah, you're all so sweet. Thank you. Little heart. Jessica gives me the thumbs up. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy creating. I'm going to go play with my new trimmer now. Tomorrow is our gallery for October is happening on my blog. So I will put details about that. You do not want to miss this gallery. It is cards that are based on encouragement, all based on current product. And it's an amazing gallery full of ideas and you're absolutely going to love it. And we need your votes. We need you to come over and vote for your top 5 favorites. And at the end of the month, the top 10, those that are voted by you, will get to blog hop together. We'll get to do a little hop together and inspire you even more. So that's a really cool thing to take part in. We love you voting. We thank you so much for coming over to our blog, kyliebertucci.com. And you can subscribe to our blog updates. I'll put that up on here so that you don't miss a thing that's happening on my blog as well. There's the subscription link there, and I'll pop that on the information afterwards. Subscribe to our blog and you'll get an email notification then. At least you'll know when we've gone live on our blog, which is usually daily, which is great. So thank you all very much. Have a wonderful week, wonderful day. I will see you very soon here on YouTube Live. And thank you for your support. Bruno and I really, really appreciate it. Mwah! Bye. Any questions, please ask. Bye.